and thank you for listening to WRYAT, New Orleans' 5th-ranked public radio station. As always, we're broadcasting live from a prefabricated Home Depot shed located off of South Carrollton by the Popeyes.
Coming up next on WRYAT, Boat Talk.
This is Donnie D'Amico.
This is Roddy D'Amico.
And welcome to the new and not so improved Boat Talk. Why don't you tell them what the gimmick is this year, Ronnie? I'm tired of explaining it.
What my pessimistic brother over here is referring to is this season of Boat Talk, whenever you, the caller, calls us up, we're going to keep you on the line because that's what the producers want. And, vicariously, that's what we want.
That is what the producers want, yeah. I mean, you're doing a little heavy lifting there with we. I didn't agree to this, but I don't have any other source of income right now. All we do is boat. You know what, whatever. Fine, let's go ahead. We've had this conversation before. Let's have a conversation with the caller, and it has to be a conversation because it can't just be a question. Let's get that caller on the line until we got to get them off after answering their question to satisfaction.
All right, caller, what's your question? What do you got for us?
Yeah, Boat Talk guys, what is your advice on keeping your boat safe during a hurricane?
That's a good question there, caller. See, hurricane season's quickly approaching us, and there's a lot of stuff you got to go and keep in mind when you got to protect your boat.
Yeah, just one look outside your window and you can see the dark clouds forming overhead and the kid on your front lawn who's on acid dutying up the lawn again. God damn it.
God.
It is getting to be every day. It was like a once-a-week, 2-week occurrence with this kid. There's a kid in our neighborhood who keeps taking acid and dutying up our lawn. I don't know what it is.
I swear to God, this acid's just made of prunes. Like, I'm pretty regular, Donnie, but I'm not this regular.
No, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if it's an acid-covered laxative or what, but this kid cannot stay away from our lawn. I mean, I don't know what he does. I mean, I know he does acid, but I don't know what's happening otherwise. I don't know if the parents are in the equation or what, but like this kid has 6 free hours a day every day, and he is using them to trip his balls off and take a shit on a lawn. And I just planted crabgrass there, so I had to replace it.
Donnie, it's all right. It's all right. Look, let's just get on with the show, okay? All right, caller.
What was your question again?
It was about boats for the hurricane season and making them safe. But look, fellas, I can help you with this kid maybe. Your yard's just too appealing to a teen on acid. Has something to do with the edging. What you have to do is this. Get some gasoline and light it on fire, and then he will be too scared to duty on your yard anymore.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. You know what, Donnie, hold on a second.
At this point, I'm willing to try anything. I'm willing to try anything.
Donnie, I got some gasoline in the shed. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to go outside real quick.
All right, everybody sit tight. Ronnie's going to go get some gasoline. Ronnie, here, you take this box of matches. I'll keep watching around here on the window because it looks like the kid is just finishing up there. Yeah, okay, because you don't want to, like, call the cops on these kids to go try to tell them stop doing it,
All right, Donnie. All right, the kid's already crab walk off like that girl on the internet, so I'm going to go ahead and put the gasoline down.
Okay, so caller, just want to double check with you. My brother is about to lay gasoline to the front lawn, so probably douse it in it, and then he's going to light a match, and that should take care of the problem there, right?
Yeah, that's it. I think that's the right way to go, guys. Just be careful. Put the gas on your yard. Light it up. You won't have any more problems.
All right.
You heard the caller. Light it up.
All right, Donnie, I'm lighting it on fire. All right, 3, 2, 1. Holy shit!
Whoa, that thing! Oh my God, it's spreading like.
There's so much fire.
It's spreading like wildfire, I guess.
God,
Caller, if you're still there, it looks like that. Yeah, much of our lawn is engulfed in flames, and now it's so too is my brother, and it's spreading to our house now. Should that be happening?
Look, guys, I think this is out of my hands now. I'm just going to put the boat in storage. Thanks a lot, jerkwads, for not answering anything.
Oh, my God. Donnie, the house is catching on fire.
He hung up. Oh, my God. Dude, Ronnie, everybody's just an acid teen dookie on our lawn right now. I mean, the guy right now just pranked us, all right? So I guess me and my brother fell for an attempt on our house by a caller who wanted to get back at us for not answering his question. So I got to go help Ronnie out there with a hose right now. And hopefully, if it is hurricane season, pray that a strong one's going to come through to take out this fire because the fire department stopped taking our calls like long ago. I'm coming, Ronnie. Stay right there.
All right, lady, Donnie, just tell him we'll see him in the fire.
Oh yeah, this has been Boat Talk. See you in the fire. It's cute. Oh my God.
Is the gargoyle spit water? Where's the gargoyle?
The gargoyle won't return our calls. We didn't pay sufficient tribute for some reason.
Boat Talk is sponsored in part by
Delectable Port Boat Wax. The most elegant wax on the market to restore the robust beauty and poise to the port side of one's catamaran or other maritime vessel. I shall now begin to read from a note written by our esteemed manufacturer. Delectable Port Boat Wax is to be used exclusively for the port side of one's catamaran or other maritime vessel. If one so desires a wax to restore the robust beauty and poise to the starboard side of one's catamaran or maritime vessel, then it would be in one's best interest to seek out a different wax to restore beauty and poise to the starboard side of one's catamaran or maritime vessel. We needn't repeat ourselves, need we? Delectable Port Boat Wax, because any port worth its salt water is a delectable port indeed.
Sup, brah? It's your dog Trent Murphy, and you're now tuned in to Offbeat Waves, New Orleans' choice show for all your local surfing needs. From the best barrels of the bayou to the most ludicrous loops of the lake, we're here to show you how to get pitted on the wildest whitecaps in the parish. But before we ride them, you know we gotta find them, and you're in luck, WRYAT listeners, because I know exactly when and where those wonderful waves will wash ashore next. So get ready to crush some curls as we drop in on some sweet swells near you. Sup, bras? Welcome back. It's your boy Trent here, and today we're at the edge of the Bon Carré Spillway just outside of Laplace in St. Charles Parish. Completed in 1931, this massive man-made wave pool was constructed to help alleviate floodwaters from the Mississippi River by allowing them to flow into Lake Pontchartrain and thence into the Gulf of Mexico. Currently, I'm at the foot of the dam-like control structure on the east bank of the mighty Mississippi, but thanks to some major flooding upstream, I'll soon myself over 5 miles away in Lake Pontchartrain. Because when the Army Corps of Engineers opens these floodgates, we're gonna get inundated with an influx of radical ridges. So let's gear up, hop on our board, and head on out to a sublime spot on the spillway. Okay, so as expected, the water is currently pretty shallow here at the foot of the floodgates, but it's just deep enough to float me and my thruster, so we should be good to go. I got my leggy on lock and my surfer ears plugged in, so you know I'm ready to ride. But before we sweep this spillway, I would like to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Delectable Port Surf Wax. From the makers of Delectable Port Boat Wax, Delectable Port Surf Wax is the most elegant wax on the market to restore the robust beauty and poise to the port side of one surfboard or other wave-powered flotation device. That's Delectable Port Surf Wax, available at a surf shop near you. Oh hey, it looks like we have some tide-crushing enthusiasts waving to us from the top of the gates.
Hey, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be down there.
Aloha, my friend. Ready to rock these rolls?
The gates are fixing to open. Get out of there. Get out, man. There's a ladder over there.
Right on, man. This first surge is mine. You can have the next one.
Can you hear me? Get out. They're opening the gates.
All right, here we go, New Orleans. Let's rip this ripple. Sirens continue to get louder.
What is wrong with this guy? Somebody stop the gates! Shit!
See you at the lake, listeners. Trent Murphy out! Ride death!
Oh my God! What? Somebody call the Coast Guard or something!
It is with heavy hearts that we announce the passing of WRYAT's resident surfing expert and host of Offbeat Wave, Trent Murphy. Trent was a role model, friend, and confidant to many. In light of his passing, Trent wouldn't have wanted us to support causes that were important to him and his family. So we are asking you to consider contributions to the Murphy Family Herbalife account in his honor instead of flowers. There will be a funeral mass on Sunday at 4:20 p.m. at Wetlands Watchers Park. We hope to see you there.
We now pause this programming for station identification and remind you that you are tuned in to WRYAT New Orleans Radio. Learn more about our programming online at WRYATradio.com and follow us on Instagram at WRYAT Radio. As always, you can listen to this and previous radio broadcasts on Spotify or anywhere else you download or stream podcasts. Thank you for tuning in to WRYAT New Orleans Guerrilla Radio.
Just teeth in the air.
Lacerations upon laceration upon laceration upon laceration upon laceration.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Oh, it's hurricane season, and I just want everybody to know that you might be safe at home or you might have to be in a car. But hey, if you're in a car, just remember, that's a weapon. Absolutely. That's the reason why I don't actually own a car. Because the only weapons I want is one that you don't have to have a license for. So while you're in that car, because it's a weapon, you gotta make sure that you have all your paperwork. You're gonna be leaving your house. You wanna have not only the paperwork for your house, but you wanna have paperwork for that car, the weapon. Anyway, you know what? People are always talking about using their blinkers, and I'm gonna tell you that that's just called a turn signal. Wait your turn signal is not being used. You need to use it. Other people don't know where you're trying to go, so you need to tell them. You can't be blinking at them. People hardly see a blink. They'll be like, did you just blink at me? I wasn't sure. But if you turn on a signal, they'll be like, are you signaling to me? That looks like a signal. I'ma go with signal. You see how it's simple? The words that we use translate in our life, and it just makes us do better things if we use better words. Use better words. You're in a weapon. Next thing you gotta remember is that gas can inside the car, or should it be strapped to the top? Because you shouldn't have a gas can open inside of your vehicle, because that's a weapon. If you're smoking inside of that, you might blow up. Look, you already got one gas can. You don't want to have an extra gas can. That's like a double explosion. That's not fun. Also, don't be turning lights off while you're driving at night. You need to have that on. I know it's real cool when you're out in like Mississippi or Alabama, or you're driving out to Georgia, or you're trying to get to some kind of waterway that's not the Gulf of Mexico, and you're saying, hey, there's no one here. Bet you I could turn off the lights and look at all the stars. No, because that's when accidents happen inside of a weapon that you're driving. So just everybody have fun, and I hope to see you back after hurricane season. This has been Luke Guru, and I feel something coming on.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Record Jam Towing Live is coming to your historic and downtown areas all weekend, every weekend. Our tow trucks mean business because our business is Mean Tow Trucks, featuring dozens of America's favorite records, including Citation Nation, The Zone Violator, and the legendary Big Fine. Dragging your improperly parked vehicles to the most inconvenient locations in the greater New Orleans area, such as under the interstate, the airport parking lot, and the industrial canal. Get your parking tickets today for the towing event of the century, or you just might find your automobile in a culvert under the Greenway. That's Record Jam Towing Live, coming to a parking district near you.
We're in the middle of hurricane season, so you know what that means. It's time to treat your PTSD with alcohol. Or is that every season? It's time for your All Things Considered. I'm Claudette Lafleur. The previous host of All Things Considered's new show is on sabbatical after a mental breakdown. I will be filling in until further notice from the shadowy overlords that control all news media, who you may also recognize as Jeff Bezos and Rupert Murdoch. In our lead story today, a new study shows that there are more hurricane weather events due to global warming, but at the same time, fewer Pat O'Brien hurricane drains since they melt more quickly. While there is some minor dissent in the scientific community, it is unanimous across all accredited journals that hurricane drains are gross. In reaction to this story, and in preparation for hurricane season, city officials held a séance to try to contact deceased meteorologist Nash Roberts. When asked about climate change, Nash Roberts responded, "That's your problem, you corporal schmucks." The aforementioned study predicts other trends related to climate change, including more pollen allergies, more mosquitoes, less fresh water, fewer George R.R. Martin books, longer summer blockbusters, more drop bass beats, more frenetic twerking, and the continued disintegration of the now unwatchable TV series The Walking Dead. Some accompanying studies have indicated a connection between higher temperatures and an increase in daily shootings. In New Orleans, most locals attribute a rise in heat as the reason why they want to shoot up the Entergy building downtown. New Orleans had a dramatic increase in mass shootings in 2020 and 2021, with many of the victims being under the age of 10. New Orleans had a dramatic increase in mass shootings in 2020 and 2021, with many of the victims being under the age of 10. Famous actor and sometimes resident Nicolas Cage has decided enough is enough, and he's saying something must be done to curb the impact of violence affecting the city's young children. As such, he's donated more than 2,000 headstones to the city of New Orleans. Contact City Hall if you wish to receive your voucher for one free child-sized gravestone. However, City Hall and Nicolas Cage wish to stress that parents are still expected to purchase their own children's casket. In other news, locals are complaining that the potholes along Fleur de Lys Avenue are not being filled, but in fact are getting deeper. Some have even reported seeing the ancient cosmic entity known as Cthulhu appear out of the holes. All of the New Orleans Department of Public Works employees that have been sent out to fix the holes have gone mad. But this is due to the fact that they work for the New Orleans Department of Public Work. Jazz Fest, French Quarter Fest, and Gretna Fest are cancelled due to the fourth wave of COVID. Bar and restaurant Traces is also cancelled, but instead due to culture and because they're dickheads. A new wave of the beloved blue bikes is now out on the streets, and city officials hope citizens can continue to rent them indefinitely this time, since the last ones were regularly stolen by unidentified parties. In related news, a private company usually known for selling yellow paint plans to put out a competing brand of green bikes for rent. Finally, here are some corrections to last week's stories. Burgundy is pronounced Burgundy. Beaucoup is pronounced beaucoup. Le Bon Temps Roulé is pronounced Le Bon Temps Roulé. And croissant is croissant. Y'all Things Considered is brought to you by the Yellow Painters Yellow Paint Store and its new green bikes for rent. Y'all Things Considered is also brought to you by the New Orleans Metropolitan Opera. Do you hate it when people dance to music? Then do we have the opera for you?
And now, we're going to run another entry in our series, Letters from the Time Capsule, where we do a reading of a historically significant letter in New Orleans history. Today's entry is a certified letter sent from real estate and trash disposal tycoon Sidney Torres to the storm Hurricane Gustav in August of 2008.
Dearest Hurricane Gustav, I, Sid the Fourth, am issuing you a cease and desist order demanding that you stop embarking on any path through New Orleans and by extension, my collection of French Quarter properties. They are exquisitely rebuilt and refurbished. And if you cause any property damage to my buildings in any way, you will reap the whirlwind. Hurricane Gustav, I must ask you, do you know who my father is? Have you ever heard of the legend of Sidney III, Chalmette's most prominent personal injury lawyer? You might be a pressure system, but imagine the pressure you're gonna be under if you even think of messing with my real estate. You're a cyclone, he's a psycho. He will turn you from a typhoon into a typhool. He will give you a depression, bring a tear to your eye, and turn you from a category 2 into a category boo-hoo. So do not fuck with us, you whack-ass storm. Now I get it. That humid air is flowing upwards at a zone of low pressure over the Gulf of Mexico. So weather's gonna weather, whether you wither or whatever. But have you considered going to Baton Rouge instead? You know, all of them think you're a pussy. They say you got a little dorky French name. They say your spiral rain bands are puny. they say they've seen a faster spin on a little girl's hula hoop? They're all laughing at you in Baton Rouge, Gustav. Are you just going to sit there and take that? You should go over there and show them how hard a rain you really are. Or are you scared, Gustav? Do all those drunken LSU business majors frighten you? Do all those low-stakes Louisiana senators make you wet yourself? Well, if that's the case, all I've got to say to you is, are you a hurricane or a hurricane? Get over there and show them you're not just full of hot air, finally. I know you're occupied at the moment, but when all of this is done, you should really consider settling down by investing in a beautiful 3-room condo that I just flipped out in the Treme. Hey, if you need a job, join me at my waste disposable company because we can always use someone to wash out the bins. Thank you for your time, Gustav. And remember, don't come here to the French Quarter and make all that noise because me and my crew will make you disappear faster than a Sprite can full of cocaine. Sincerely, Sid the Fourth, entrepreneur and best friend to Lenny Kravitz.
Thanks for listening to Letters from the Time Capsule. Please join us next time when we air a 1953 letter from Louis Prima to the Pope asking if King Louis from the Jungle Book would have a soul if he learned the secrets of man's red fire. Good night.
This is WRYAT New Orleans Radio. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.